Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Tuesday morning. Marques, Gervase, totally unclear. Episode 30. Episode 30 up in here. How about that?
We making moves.
We grown-ups now.
Yeah,
like we 30. We out mama's house.
Yeah.
You know, 30 is usually a scary age for a lot of people, but not for the show. We ain't scared. We ain't scared to grow older.
Nah, man. That's the good mark right there.
You want that.
You made those dumb mistakes. You're not gonna make no more right now, hopefully.
Yeah.
You got a little bit smarter. Hopefully. You're not as reckless right now.
Yeah. You're trying to live your best life, but do it responsibly. That's kind of how we feel about the show. We're trying to be responsible, but still live our best life.
That's it. Simple.
So I have a bold declaration I'm gonna make right now.
Okay.
I believe the horror genre, as in horror movies, as a franchise as a whole, is dead.
What?
I think it's impossible to make a good horror movie anymore. The reason why I say that is because what actually is scarier than real life these days? Like, Jason ain't gonna do it for me no more. Michael Myers ain't gonna do it no more. Like, real life is scary AF. Like, you're gonna be locked in your house for 3 months. Ah! You home with your kids, you can't go out. Ah! The liquor stores are closed. Ah!
That's a big one.
You know what I mean? Like, what's scary? What in actuality is scarier than what we're actually going through this year in 2020?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like the police have become the new horror villain.
There you go.
That's the new Michael Myers.
There you go.
like getting pulled over for a traffic stop. That's the new horror movie. Nothing scary in all this stuff. So, it's funny. I want to say about a couple months ago, I used to be a huge horror movie fan, huge in horror movies. I love horror movies, and I call myself trying to watch kind of a new generation of a couple films that came out. I watched 2 or 3, and honestly, I don't even remember the names of them. But I was watching them. I'm like, why am I not? I'm not even invested. Listen, I'm not a kid anymore, so I'm not going to be up here on the couch under my blanket. But still, you watch a horror movie, and it has that effect on you. It still gets your heart racing. The mood of the music and all stuff like that. But I'm watching these movies. I'm like, this ain't doing it. And it dawned on me. It's like, bro, 2020 is a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So what is there really, that we can really sit here and say and be like, oh, this villain over here or this person that has a knife, or whatever you want to call it. What exactly is scary about that? You know what I mean?
I hear you, but that's still scary. Let's keep it real. That's still scary. Listen. True life stories can be made scary. That next movie might be the pandemic. There's your title, The Pandemic. It's the new version of The Outbreak.
Amen.
With Dustin Hoffman. This is what life is. So this is scary. This is what we're gonna see movies about. Things like this. These times they are crazy. This is for sure. I mean, it might be a movie about murder hornets.
Murder hornets?
Yeah.
not the murder hornets?
Yeah, we might do something about murder hornets. You know what I mean? We didn't get the full effect of that.
Like a new arachnophobia, but just with hornets?
Yeah. Who knows? But
all right.
I see what you're saying. Well, what can be scarier than what we're living every day? But
yeah,
that's what they'll make a movie about. What we're living right now. That'll be the scary movie.
Yeah. The 2020 documentary is going to be wild. Because there will be a documentary about this year. It's going to be a wild documentary. I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Give me your 5 best horror movies.
5 best horror movies?
Of all time.
First of all, I'm not a horror movie guy.
Why is that?
I mean, I don't do scary. I'm not a punk or nothing like that. It's just that,
This sounds punkish.
Nah, I mean, I'm not a punk or nothing like that. I just don't do
sounds
scary.
That way.
I do comedy. Action.
Yeah, but why can't you do scary? All right.
Thrillers. No.
But why? Why?
Why? Because I don't like scary stuff, man. I like to laugh.
Because you're scared.
Because I'd be scared.
Because you'd be scared. Why?
I mean,
You
yeah,
can't
of
handle
course. It's called a scary movie for a reason.
Come on, dog. Come on, do better, man.
This
is not okay.
What do you mean it's not okay?
You'll never take your girl to a scary movie? She's all cuddled up underneath you?
No.
Oh, Gervase, protect me.
No.
You never did that before? So that's the move. Put a scary
Nah.
movie, get your girl under the blanket.
No.
Well, you're not living if you do that.
No, that's cool.
The scary movie. So is this based on like a traumatic experience, or you just don't? You're just
I mean, who wants to be scared when you can laugh? That's how I look at it. You know, so I saw.
It's kind of like, but you're looking at it all wrong. A scary movie is kind of like a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. You know, like the roller coaster is there's a little bit of butterflies in there. You get the heart rate up. You get a little stressed out. Mm-hmm. But at the end, it's fun. It's fun sometimes to be scared. Oh, wait, hold on a second.
I'll see no fun about that.
I'm really confused. I thought Halloween was your favorite holiday.
It's not my favorite holiday, but it's up there. I like Halloween. I like Halloween.
You said that.
I like Halloween.
You said it's your favorite holiday.
I like Halloween. I like Halloween.
Don't make pull tape up.
I do.
If it's your favorite holiday, but you can't have that be your favorite holiday, but you can't be in scary movies. That don't work.
You get to get dressed up.
That don't go.
Yeah.
What are you, 7? What kind of costumes are you wearing? You wear horror costumes. What are you wearing? What are you, beanies?
I've worn all kinds of costumes before. You know, I was dressed.
This don't go. Yeah. I'm gonna need a poll on this. This don't go. This don't go.
Listen, I saw Friday the 13th. No, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what it was. So Nightmare on Elm Street. Me and the boys go to see Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I came home. I had all the lights on, man. I didn't sleep on. Like, I'm not falling asleep. Freddie ain't getting me while I'm sleeping. Yo, I stayed up all night until daylight came, and then I went to sleep during the daytime and was like, Mom, just check on me every 30 minutes. You know, you got to wake me up. Just wake me up every 30 minutes just to make sure. That did me in. I was like, nah. What's the point of watching scary movies, man?
So how old were you? How old were you when you watched that?
I was a teenager.
Late teens or early teens?
Mid-teens, maybe.
Like 15, something like that?
Probably.
Might have been a little too early for Freddy Krueger.
I mean,
you might hit Freddy too early. See, I will say out of all the horror villains, the main ones, Freddy has the best backstory and the best theme. But I think Freddy Krueger as a whole is kind of whack. Because for me, I've always my thing with Freddy is Freddy be cracking too many jokes. Freddy trying to be a stand-up comedian. I don't need you cracking jokes. Just kill the person and move on. You do too much. But the backstory is crazy. He was a child molester in the neighborhood. Then a bunch of people got together and they burned his house and burned him to a crisp. Now he haunts people in nightmares. That's great. That's terrifying.
But that's what's scary about it. Jason ain't scary.
No, Jason's
Freddy.
Trash.
You know what I mean?
I would mess Jason up. I want Jason.
Somebody coming at you with a knife and all that. Don't be wrong. Yeah. That's scary. Michael Myers.
Yeah.
That's scary. But Freddy's in your dreams, man. That's what's scary about it. This dude isn't here every day. He gets you when you go to sleep. And guess what? You have to go to sleep. Right. That's what's scary about Freddy.
Right. I remember, oh my goodness, I can think this right now in my head, right? When he took that one kid and the kid had a waterbed and he drowned the kid in the waterbed and the bed fell with blood, I was out. That was a lot.
Yeah. And then
that was a lot.
The girl was on the phone and he said, I'm your boyfriend now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was aggressive. That was aggressive.
Very.
So you don't have a list then. You don't have 5.
I mean, no.
I
could give you 5, but
okay. Give me 5. Give me 5 for fun. Let me see where you had.
I mean, it's probably the 5 scary movies I've probably seen in my whole entire life. So
okay, all right.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Halloween. Friday the 13th. The Ring. And what was another one? Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay. I'm going to go the first Halloween and the second Halloween, I think were masterpieces. The first Halloween and second Halloween to me are like Rocky 1 and Rocky 2. where they're actually great films, and then things turn to cartoons after that. Mm-hmm. Like Mr. T gets involved. You have a 7-foot.
Oh, come on, man! Mr. T was Clubber Lang was the man.
He was the man, but Rocky 3 is when things started to get a little cartoonish.
Oh man,
it wasn't like Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 were great films, like great actual films. I'm not saying I love Rocky 3 and 4, but Rocky 1 and 2 are actually great films,
right?
Like critically acclaimed films. Where Rocky 3, the cartoons, it starts to get a little cartoonish. Still good, but it still gets a little cartoonish. But then same thing with Halloween, where Halloween 1 and 2 were great films, and then it gets a little cartoonish moving forward. That's how it goes. Sequels, it's hard to keep it going. So I got those two. I'm with you on The Ring. The first Purge was absolutely horrifying. That was crazy. That was more like something where when we talked about life being scary, it's something that conceivably could happen in the future.
Right.
You got, it made sense. Like, yo, this could legit happen. Then we started like, Amber and I started talking like, what would you do? Like, would you be the person in the street? Would you be just like barricading yourself in the house? Like, who would you be in the Purge? Like, it was wild. And then my last one is Paranormal Activity, which is the only time as an adult I have been physically frightened to go to sleep. I didn't want no parts coming home. Yo, so for those of you who don't know, Paranormal Activity was basically about a couple. They move into this house, and the house is like haunted. And the husband believes the house is haunted, but the wife doesn't believe it's haunted. So he starts recording at night, like things. Like he starts to set up a camera, like in his bedroom, and just recording all night. So they'll go to sleep and it'll fast forward so it gets like to a weird part. So like I'll give you one quick story from this, bro. Just talking about is giving me chills. I'm going back to that moment right now.
See?
So,
what fun is that, man? I don't see no fun in any of that right now.
Amber, come to the house. I'm scared.
I don't see no fun in any of this right now. I don't get
it. So listen. So there's this one night in particular. The camera goes because first of all, the daytime. It's a slow movie. It's a slow build. It's not one of those movies like a typical horror movie where it's just fast paced when you get to it. Like this is a slow build. They're having normal conversations. It feels like a reality show. That's what makes it even more terrifying is that it makes it you feel like it's real. So they get to nighttime, and again, she doesn't believe the house is haunted. He does. So the spirit starts going through her. So this one night, right, bro, he's laying in bed, peacefully sleeping, and starts fast forward and stops. She gets up out of bed and just stares at him. And she's standing there. And like, they let you just watch her stand there. So in the theater is quiet. We all freaking out, right? So she's standing there for a good minute. Then all of a sudden it goes with a timestamp and starts fast forwarding her. And she's still standing there. She was standing over his body for like 2 to 3 hours, just looking at him like this. With her hair crazy. What's scary? Yo, if you listen to me, if you in a dead sleep and you wake up and somebody's just standing over you telling me you're gonna be freaked out, that's actual fear. That's real fear. You be freaked out. Bro, listen to me. I'm not gonna put me in it because that's weird. But like you lay in your bed.
Yeah, don't say
I'm not putting me in it. That's weird. You lay in your bed, right? And you open your eyes and Lindsay's just standing there like this. You gonna be like, oh hey babe. You're like, what are you doing? You be freaked out. You know you be freaked out. Bro, my kids, like Nessa's done it before. She's come in the room, she needed something, and tapped me, and I'm still in my zone. So I wake up, I say, oh, what are you doing? what is going on? Like, that's frightening. That's real life frightening.
Okay. I guess.
Now you try to be hard.
I mean, I guess.
Mr. I don't watch horror movies. Now all of a sudden you hard.
I mean, if that's what you're scared of, then I guess I can watch this stuff, man. I don't seem that scary. That was a scary thing in that movie?
No. That's the moment. I just want to give you a visual. But it gets, I don't want to give it the whole thing away if people want to go check it out. But I'm telling you, at that time, in the theater, the calmness and stillness of the theater as all this stuff is transpiring, it was a scary vibe. I came home, all the lights were on. All the lights were on. I was by myself at that point too. Like the girl I was dating, I didn't like her that much. I was like, "You want to come over and sleep over tonight?" She's like, "No, I can't." I was like, "Okay, that's cool. That's cool." I tried to play it off. I said, "That's cool. That's cool. That's cool." Yo, when I get home, you want to talk on the phone? We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I don't care.
Try to fall asleep.
Yeah, like try to get that sleep in. I had the TV on, all the lights. The TV was on like 47. I was stressed out trying to think of cartoons. You know how people do, they get scared trying to think of cartoons in their head.
Trying to think of happy things.
Yeah, happy thoughts. I was stressed out.
What about Blair Witch Project?
I saw, it's crazy. I saw that, and I saw that in the theater too. So Blair Witch Project was like an indie film, basically, that turned into a huge phenomenon. I mean, I saw that in the theater too when it first came out. Like that, the week of, we went down to, what's that theater that shows like the indie films in the city? It's on like Market Street. You remember the name of that theater? It was a super popular theater.
The Ritz?
The Ritz. There you go. It was the Ritz. So I went down there with a group of friends. Nah, it was too slow for me. It didn't have the same effect. And plus, you know how it is with people. I can't stand it when people just like hype up something to you. Because automatically you go into an attitude like, this ain't going to be that lit. Like automatically I want to hate it. Because you tell me you love me so much. Like this happened to me with Wedding Crashers. I was one of the last people of my friend group to see Wedding Crashers. I didn't see it in the theater like everyone else did. I saw it way after it came out. So, Marques, Wedding Crashers. It's the funniest thing ever. Oh, you laugh. Oh, so funny. Blah, 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 blah. By the time I got to it, I was like, all right, I mean, it's okay. This isn't the greatest thing in the world. But that's your human nature. Okay. Somebody tells you something's great, you're automatically going to go the other way with it, usually. So
all I got to tell you things are great, you're going to hate it.
No, I'm saying you repeatedly like hype it up.
Yeah, I'm hype it up like crazy.
Those people like, oh, you got to try this sandwich. Oh, you got to do this. Yeah. You got to do that. Those people.
That Popeye sandwich, the hype was real.
It was delicious, though. It was delicious.
Yeah, see?
It definitely led up to hype. I couldn't hate on that. But listen, there's exceptions to every rule. And that was an exception. That's rare in life where something lives up to a hype that great. But it did. That sandwich is hitting. That sandwich slaps all the way. But I want to ask you a question. I had this happen to me the other day, a couple weeks ago. And like, I want to know if I was weird for doing this. So my aunt's first husband passed away about a month ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't know the guy or anything. Like they had split up when I was like 6 or 7 years old, something like that. I didn't really know him very well, but they had a funeral, and in these times you have social distance funerals and all that stuff like that, and everyone can't go. So I couldn't pay my respects. So I didn't know what to do. I thought about sending flowers to the house, and my mom was like, "Nah, that ain't the move. She's married to a new dude. You can't do that." Like, that's wild, disrespectful. But I didn't know that. At first, I thought that this was like her husband that had passed. I'm not especially close. That's side of the family, so I didn't know the detail. I didn't know there was a whole new husband popped up. I was like, "Oh, I'll send flowers, my condolences," but I'm not trying to start like a, "Hey there, Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? What the hell is going on? Someone tell me that you're sleeping with another woman." I try to start the concentration. I want no man with a ponytail and a limousine shut up my house.
Why you say these sounds to my woman?
Basically. So I didn't know what to do. So I got a card, but then I got the card. I was like, I feel weird just sending a card. Like, what do you do? So I threw cash in the card.
What?
I threw cash in the card and said, "My condolences, thoughts, and prayers," and gave her cash. Is that weird?
That is stupid. What the hell? First of all, why are you giving her cash to help pay for the funeral? Like, she's not with the dude. She hasn't been with the dude for a long time. And
Sorry.
then two, your condolences and prayers is faith. You ain't say one prayer for that man.
I did.
No, you didn't. Stop that.
I did.
Stop that.
I said.
Stop that. You ain't say one prayer for that man. People just like to always say condolences and prayers and all that kind of stuff. And you don't mean that. That was fake too. And why you give a card? Who's putting in a card?
Okay. So what was I supposed to do in these times? I can't send flowers to the house.
You call her. Hey, auntie, heard about your first husband that you ain't talked to and been with for a long time?
Well, I think she was talking to him like in a friendly manner, obviously.
Yeah, okay, great.
I don't want to start no problem. I'm not going to say that because I don't know who's listening.
However she was talking to him, a phone call would have sufficed. Hey, heard about Uncle Joe. Sorry he passed.
Uncle Horace.
Hey, heard about Uncle Horace. Sorry he passed.
Thoughts and prayers.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
I mean,
I don't know. I thought that was like.
You trying to buy? I don't know. What did you try to buy off with that cash? Because you were trying to buy off something.
I wasn't buying off. What am I buying off? I didn't kill him.
You was trying to buy off something. Buying off that you don't talk to your aunt like that.
Maybe.
You trying to buy that off?
Maybe.
Could it be that?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Listen, I was just trying to do the right thing. I didn't know what the right thing was.
It was all the wrong things you did. You did all the wrong things in this situation. Everything you did was wrong in this situation.
But you know what, though? But I tried. I did. I tried. Which I think that's commendable. I think we should commend me for trying to do the right thing. It may not have been the right thing, but sometimes you commend people for trying to do the right thing.
No, you don't. You can't put a Z in for effort and get anything. No, it wasn't an A for effort for that. You got a Z for effort. You did the least, the worst, the dumbest thing you could do.
I didn't do the least.
That was the least. Giving
tax is not the least. It may be different, but it ain't the least.
Give cash?
Well, you know what?
There's no sense about the cash. I don't understand the cash part. Is she hard up for money?
No, not at all.
Need a couple dollars?
No, she good.
She probably offended that you gave her cash. Like, what this woman give me cash for?
No, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm about to find this right now before we go to break.
You know what we're doing?
Keep talking.
All we doing is a bunch of fake stuff. We doing nothing but fake.
I don't think it was fake.
You fake with your gesture. She gonna be fake with her response. It's all fake. That's the problem. People don't.
I don't think that's true.
People hide behind all this fakeness. You know.
What was she supposed to say? Supposed to cuss me out?
You shouldn't even say condolences and I feel sympathy, and you definitely didn't say no prayer. Now you lying.
I said a prayer. On top of it. I did say a prayer though. Like
you said a prayer for that. You said a prayer for that Popeye sandwich you ate that night, but you ain't say a prayer for that man.
I did.
Uncle Horace didn't get no prayer. Have you ever met Uncle Horace? Did you ever meet Uncle Horace?
I don't know.
Look at that. You probably never met him.
Aunt Gladys said, "I received your card with the money. Thank you ever so much for your love and support." And she sent me a thank you card. So how about that, Gervase?
She probably used your money. She used your money to buy that fake thank you card that she sent you.
Don't do that to my aunt.
But you see what she did? She sent you a text. That's what you should have did. Hey, Aunt Gladys, sorry about Uncle Horace. And left it at that. You went that fake extra mile, bro. And what is that about?
Whatever, yo, we want to take a break. Shut up.
How are you guilty? Why do you feel guilty for that man?
Just shut up. We're taking a break. When we come back, we're going to get into celebrity. We're going to get into celebrity and not your mom.
Oh, you doing that?
We want to talk about celebrity when we get back. And I have an apology that I have to administer to one celebrity that I think I did wrong. I'm going to apologize. Totally Unclear. It's Marques' Gervase. We'll be right back.
That ain't your uncle anyway, man.
It's still my uncle.
You never met that.
Whatever. All right.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. Totally Unclear. Marques, Gervase. Glad you're with us on this Tuesday morning. So I'm going to get into celebrities a little bit because something I was thinking about. Like, we always talk about the ascent to greatness. And when you talk about celebrities, it's like the trajectory of going up. And that peak of being super successful and having that success. But what about the other direction? I want to focus on that a little bit because I have a question. Like, how hard is it, and what do you think celebrities do when they're no longer famous? Like, is it possible to achieve that level of fame and be happy just having a 9 to 5 and knowing that moment is over forever? Like, how does that work?
Well, most celebrities, if they hit that peak, if they've been successful, they've probably been smart with their money. They're doing other things. They have other things going on, so they can enjoy that downtime of not working. Income-wise, they have something coming on. If they hit that peak and they kind of, burnt out, they're probably trying to get back, not to that peak maybe, but back to a point of working. And a lot of people are always doing other things. You diversify. If you were an actor, you get into producing, directing, things like that. So you start doing a lot of other things behind the scenes. And a lot of times people don't even know you're doing these things until, maybe you do another acting gig and people see you like, oh, I forgot about him. He was on 10 years ago on some show I watched. I've heard from him since. He hasn't been doing anything. But then you go to their IMDb and you see that they've worked constantly for those past 10 years. They just haven't been in front of the camera.
So I want to go a different direction with this. I'm going to start. I think a perfect example of what I'm talking about is what happened to Jeffrey Owens a couple years ago. For those who don't know, Jeffrey Owens was on the Cosby Show. He played Elvin, Sandra's husband, on the Cosby Show, and he was on there. He was on the show from '86 to the end of the show. I think he came on second season, and he lasted the entire series. Through the '90s, he got acting roles here and there, nothing crazy. The biggest role people know him from is Elvin from the Cosby Show.
Right.
But he acted all throughout. I guess I'm gonna assume till the last couple of years. So he had gotten to a point where he was no longer receiving roles. So he couldn't. It was nothing for him to do. So he went and started working at Trader Joe's. Mm-hmm. This video went viral about 2 years ago of a person filming him working at Trader Joe's, and everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, Elvis at Trader Joe's? What in the world? Blah 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 blah." And kind of shamed him a little bit for working there. And I was just, instead of thinking about the people who were doing this and saying, because I personally think that's horrible. That's terrible for shaming somebody for working.
Right.
Being a celebrity is not a guaranteed thing. Achieving that kind of status is not something that is something you could have for the rest of your life. So I thought it was pretty scumbaggy of people to just be out here making fun of the dude for making an honest living. But that wasn't cool to me. But that being said, I thought about from his perspective of how does he actually feel in this moment? Is he just whatever, I'm doing what I gotta do to get by? Or when he goes to Trader Joe's every day, is it could this happen to me? Because if somebody sees me, how are they gonna react to this? That's kind of where I'm coming from with this. Yeah. How do these people think that go through this?
I mean, listen, if you've ever been on any type of level, to not be on that level anymore, hurts to a certain point. And of course, working a 9 to 5 job, you're thinking those thoughts. What if this person sees me? What are they going to say? What comments am I going to have to hear? But at the end of the day, you have to be secure in yourself enough. Look, I got to feed my family just like everybody else. I got bills to pay just like everybody else, and you got to work to get those bills paid. You know, it depends. I mean, people do different things. Some people go back to school, you know, get that education, become a teacher, doctor, whatever it's going to be. Like, people do different things. But for those that work at the Trader Joe's or those places like that, look, you have to be secure in yourself to understand that I got to feed myself, you know, and I got to do by any means necessary at the end of the day. You can't worry about what people are going to think or say, but it's got to be hard. Like you said, nobody wants to be shamed for anything at the end of the day, but especially just doing something that person who's shaming you is doing the same thing. Right. they're working somewhere across the street, but the fact is you were somebody. And when you're somebody, people always expect you to be somebody. And
that's an interesting point you just brought up. It's like you're making fun of him for working at Trader Joe's when you go across the street to the local Giant.
Right.
Like, you're not like, what do you like? But it's crazy how we hold these people to these standards that, like, we expect them to be better than us in a sense, which is a weird way to think. Is why are you judging your life based on somebody else's life and what they're doing?
But it happens all the time. Look, even it happened to me and a lot of the cast from my season of Survivor. You know, some people went right back to work to their regular jobs, but it was difficult because it's hard being somebody going to a regular job. It's hard being that level when you're somebody going to a regular job. You know, it's kind of difficult just for you to do your everyday thing because people aren't allowing you to do your everyday thing. Everywhere you go, you're getting recognized, all that kind of stuff. That's one aspect of it. Then the other side is when it comes down, you got to go to work. I have to go to work now. This acting thing isn't working out anymore. I got to get a job, so you get a job. And, you know, I didn't worry about it for myself. It was like, you know, I know what I have to do. I was working before I did the whole acting thing. You know, I did it. Now I had to come back home. My mother got sick, so I came home to take care of my mom. So in that sense, I couldn't start doing a lot of the gigs I was doing before. So I had to get a job. So, you know, you go back to work, you know, and it's that ruckus at the job. You know, it's, oh, that's that guy that was on that show.
Right.
That was on that show. And it's the hoopla, but it becomes a distraction where your boss comes like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. You need to talk to your other employees. I'm minding my business. I'm doing my work, but they're coming over here to socialize with me. They're making things more difficult, but you might get fired for that. Not them. You're the distraction. You got to go. Because if you're not here, this distraction doesn't happen. So it's a tough life to live if you've fallen off in that sense, you know. But it's the reality of it. You know, they say 1% of actors work. That's 99% of your field doesn't work. That's huge.
Right.
That's huge for people who have done some work and who aren't doing that work anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but it's so unfair. It's so unfair. Like, I think honestly, like, there's a lot of people that do this line of work and do stuff like that won't, like, if they went, and I look at, like, I would have a hard time, I know, going backwards. Like, I get to a point and it's like it all goes away. Like, there's a lot of people that just sit around just waiting for something to happen. Mm-hmm. I think it's cool for someone to be like, you know what? That's over. That moment's over. I gotta eat. So I'm gonna go work at this bank, or I'm gonna go, you know, work at this produce store. I'm gonna go wherever you're gonna work. I'm gonna go do that until something. That takes a special person to be able to bear. Because the thing is, what we're talking about really is pride, and what your pride will allow you to do. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, pride is a dangerous, dangerous thing, and like, if you let your pride, your ego, your jealousy, or whatever control you, it's going to get you in some bad places.
Right.
So this is one of those things where, like, you got to be super careful about allowing that to drive you, because you won't be like a Jeffrey Owens who says, I'm not getting no more gigs. I'm going over here to see what Trader Joe's talk about. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is special. And honestly, if you remember, it worked out in his favor because that video went viral and people started calling him up for gigs. Like he actually ended up on one of my favorite shows I watch on Showtime, Billions. He ended up on there. He popped up on some cameos from some other shows. So he started work. I think he actually has a full-time gig now acting because of what happened here.
Right.
So it turned out to be his moment, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
that's rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Right.
You know? And like I said, that's why the entertainment life is tough because you're put on that pedestal.
Right.
You know, and people always expect you to be on that pedestal. Like I said, it's like when you go, like I would go to the supermarket. People are like, "What are you doing here?" Like, I'm buying groceries. Like,
right.
You think somebody buys my groceries for me? Like,
right.
I didn't win the $1 million. I lost that show. You know,
right.
I gotta go back to work. And
right.
But they see you at the store, like, what are you doing here? What? Celebrities are regular people like us.
Right.
They do the same things we do. The difference is that they have more money than us. That's the huge difference. Puts them on that level. You know, Kanye's on another level. That's that top tier, another level. You know, if he stopped making music today, he's fine. He doesn't have to do anything. That's different.
Yeah, he good.
He can say, I don't want to do nothing else the rest of my life, and he's good.
Right.
But like you said, other people that struggling actor who had that hit show that was on, and he wasn't even one of the main stars on that show.
Right.
You know, it's like it'd be no different if you saw Malcolm Jamal Warner doing that. He'd be like, what's going on? But again, another guy who kept on working but doing different things behind the scenes, getting into the production side, directing side of things, you know, and then would still come out and do an acting role here and there.
Right. So listen, you told me to do better in 2020. So this is me making an attempt to do better because I have had an epiphany about something that I did a couple months ago that I feel bad for now.
Woo!
Yeah. This is
a rare moment.
This is a huge moment for me. So Lizzo.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like I owe Lizzo an apology.
Oh, you definitely did.
Not for it, but here's the deal.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
No,
don't ruin it.
No,
don't ruin it. Apologize first. Apologize first. Don't ruin it.
I gotta explain. I gotta explain what I'm gonna explain first my stance, and then what I'm apologizing for. I feel that I was harsh and hard on her weight wise. I shouldn't have did that. That wasn't cool. That wasn't right. And here's what brought that out. So about a couple weeks ago, Lizzo posted online a video of her working out. Like she works out a lot. Mm-hmm. She was, doing, burpees and jumping jacks and all sorts of stuff. And people were saying just horrible things, terrible things about her. And like, at that moment, I was kind of like, well, this is kind of messed up. Like she's working out. What? Why? I don't get it. And then, so this past week, there's a social media. I don't really know much about her. Her name's Sweetie. She's like like one of those YouTube, whatever, internet celebrities for no reason. Those people. So she posted.
He'll be apologizing for that comment later on this year.
No, I'm not. Like she just whatever. She's an internet personality. Like she's a product of the new wave of celebrity. Like I get on here, I'm cute, I say 3 things, and people like me. That's basically what it is. Okay. So she had an IG live, and in this IG live, she had this music playing in the background. She's dancing around, and she's a cute chick. She's skinny. She made this burger. I don't know if you know about this culture. Philly actually, I think, originated this sandwich. Do you know about the McGangbang?
No.
So the McGangbang is like the poor man's sandwich. Like when you only got like $5 in your pocket, you get the McGangbang. A lot of the weed smokers do the McGangbang. Basically, what you do is you buy. So McDonald's does the McDoubles, they're super cheap, and a McChicken. So you get 2 McDoubles and 1 McChicken, which is like $5. And you take the McChicken and put it in between the McDoubles and make a huge sandwich. But it's cheap though. It's only like $5 because the McDoubles are $2. I think McDouble is $2. So you guys 2 plus 2 is 4, and then $1 for McChicken. $5. That's still a monster sandwich.
Right. So
this girl is sitting here grubbing on this thing, going in, like eating the sandwich, and people are like, ha ha ha, so sweetie, that's so. Well, look at you eating. You don't care. You don't care about what you eat. Like, oh, that's so cool. Eat all this food. Oh, look at you go, laughing at her. But it's like, let's reverse that. What if Lizzo did that?
Right.
Could you imagine the backlash she would face for eating a McGangbang on IG Live?
She'd be saying things people like were saying.
And like, it kind of like was a wake up call for me. Like, well, what's the difference? What's the difference? Because she's the definition of pretty, the definition of good looking. Like, to each his own. Lizzo's not for me, but don't mean it's not for the guy next to me. It doesn't mean I just want to do better when it comes to stuff like that, because like it was a wake up call for me. I was like, you know what, that wasn't cool what I did, and I want to formally apologize to Lizzo for that. I still don't like your music. I still think that's trash. Okay. And I still think that you were catered towards white people. I still believe in all that stuff. But like shaming your weight was not cool. I should not have done that. And like I genuinely feel bad about that, because it was a huge wake up call, like, whoa. Like, and it's just not fair. Like, because this person is, a petite build, they can be on here eating a big gangbang, grease flying over here, coming out like right. That's not right.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. It wasn't. I was shocked you made those comments at the time. Like, here goes.
Hold on a second. Were you really shocked though? Were you shocked? I don't think you were shocked.
I was shocked. That one I was shocked. I was shocked you made those comments. Yeah. I was shocked by that, especially at the time, because at the time, I mean, you were like a McGangbang yourself, and so it was like, wait a minute.
You know what? But you know what though? But that's a good point.
That's big boy point. Is shaming that big girl. How does that work?
That's a good point. But now I ain't like that no more.
You're slimming up. You're slimming up there. You're slimming up. But at the time, it was like,
at the time I was big. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but you bring up a great point though, because that in essence is the double standard between men and women when it comes to weight.
Yes.
Like, there's a huge double standard. Like, look at how, like, could you ever have a female Biggie Smalls? If you had a woman walking around, sound like they were gurgling juice, trying to rap and stuff like that, that would never happen. We couldn't do that. Like Biggie, like, when we look at Notorious B.I.G., we looked at that man as the coolest man in the room. Fat Joe. He was calling himself moniker, I'm Fat Joe.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled. Like Rick Ross, literally taking his shirt off, man, titties flopping everywhere. That was cool, right? You could never, and that's why, like, I want to do better when it comes to that stuff, because it's not cool. And like, I think like my queen, I think Amber is the most beautiful woman on the planet to me, and she is a person that struggles with weight, like defining her weight. Mm-hmm. And like, I hate watching her go through that, because I'm like, yo, you're beautiful. Right. Like, like, I love the way you look. I love everything about you. And like, I don't know. It just, like I said, it was a bad moment. It was bad taste. It was bad form. And I'm going to do better when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not doing that anymore. There'll be no more fat shaming for me under any circumstances.
Okay. So I like that, man. That's a big move for you. I like that. Step into the plate, the apology. All right, you didn't ruin it. You almost did for a minute there, but you came through with the apology. That's good, man. Like I said, you got to do better, and that's the first step. Now we're going to get you work on a couple other things, and man, sky's the limit for you, bro.
I think I'm good. I don't want to work on anything.
No, not really.
I'm good. I'm okay.
I mean, there's probably a couple other things you can work on, but we know. Mm-hmm.
I think Lizzo is a bold move. Vegans still are a-holes.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to work on that one too.
Mm-hmm. I'm not taking my opinion on that. That's not happening.
We need to work on that.
All right. Okay. But listen.
We're trying to do better in 2020. Everybody.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, before we get out of here, I read this morning, and I'm just going to read the caption and let you react. In China, currently, they're investigating a pandemic potential in the return of the swine flu. The swine flu just said, "Allow me to reintroduce myself." Swine flu don't like all the COVID love. Swine flu was the first. Swine flu was the first of what we saw of this about 2009, I guess 2010. That was the first time we started talking about those kind of diseases like that. Where we're like, "Whoa, hold on." It didn't materialize. What do you think? Can it get any worse around here?
No, we ain't worried about we ain't worried about no swine flu, man.
The pandemic just said another one.
we ain't worried about swine flu, man.
You ain't worried?
COVID is king, bro. COVID is king. It's swine flu trying to take some shots. COVID is man, I ain't trying to hear that.
So wait, COVID versus swine flu. You got COVID in 4, man, or is it a series?
It's not even a series, man.
It's not a series.
It's a knockout punch. It's a knockout. First round knockout.
It's Warriors Cavs 2015.
First round knockout. Ding, ding, ding. 2 hits. Still one on the floor.
Swan get a game. I think Swan get a game in. I think COVID in 5.
Nah.
COVID in 5.
COVID moving different, yo. COVID moving different.
It is.
Ain't nothing. COVID is king.
Yeah, I guess. I just wanted to run that headline by you because once again, we got to stay in the house for 6 months.
Yeah. You like that? Right. You're good. You like being
I'm good. Thriving. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Special thanks to Dylan on production as usual. Follow us at Totally Unclear across all platforms. Follow me at Marques B. Tweetin, MarquesBTweetin across all platforms.
I'm at Say Gerb on everything.
And until next week, I'm sorry, Lizzo. Eat as many McGangbangs as you want. Go ahead, girl. It's like you vegan. You don't do that. Eat some veggie McGangbangs.
Why don't you just eat them separate? You got to pound them all together for it.
Because it makes them. It's more filling. It's a weed thing. It's a weed thing.
3 sandwiches as opposed to putting them all together and eating one. That's more filling.
Yeah, for some people. I mean, I haven't done it.
That's stupid.
But I don't do drugs, so I don't know. All right, later.
We out.
I'm Karis Painter.